Hey everybody, this is Nick, and today we're going to go through the new 3Birds report just to see a couple differences that maybe will pop up when you look at it. I'm going to start at the main page. This is the summary slide of the 4 different sections that 3Birds evaluates on now a quarterly basis. It'll show you your current overall score, the averages within SET, high score, low score. Store obviously is doing a great job right out of the gate. So let's dig into the different sections. The first section is the search engine result page, and this is where it's going to look at organically or for free where you're showing up on page 1 for different types of searches. It starts off with branded search, which would be your dealership name. So there's some very specific things they're looking for. For example, are you there? Number 1 is the knowledge graph, which shows some details like hours when you're busy, maybe some specials, things like that, showing off to the right when you search for your name. They're also going to look for negatives like review sites that don't have great ratings or consumer complaint pages and things like that, and that will be a negative. Deeper is going to actually look at long tail term searches, which are, maybe a keyword, more than one keyword. So not just Limbaugh Toyota in this example, but Toyota dealership in a specific location, or parts or services offered in a specific location. And so this, we're looking for you to rank in the top 5 at all possible. And then most importantly, if I click on that link for, let's say, a Toyota Camry in Birmingham, Alabama, that actually takes me to a Toyota Camry page for that Birmingham dealership. And so it's going to look at those things on a quarterly basis, and if you're missing there, it's not a quick fix per se, but allows you to maybe build a little bit more content for those keywords so those pages start to rank. On the reputation side, this is always everyone's biggest opportunity. It's going to start tracking your review counts from the last time it was reviewed. So for example, this dealership has grown 191 Google reviews since the last review, which is pretty strong. It's going to look at if it's optimized, and we'll get into that in a little bit more detail later in the notes section, but making sure that you're responding to reviews, making sure that, again, all the hours and addresses and things like that are correct. Everything has been claimed. And so we're just looking at the top ones now. In past iterations, we've had a lot more sites, but at this point, we're just looking at Bing, Facebook, the most important ones probably, Yelp, or Google and Facebook, the most important ones, Bing, Yelp, Cars.com, Edmunds as well. And again, they're still tracking the review counts for a few others that we aren't necessarily grading. Website experience. There's a lot more in here this time than in the previous one. So you're looking at page speed load times for mobile and for desktop. We're making sure that there's some sales tools that are going to convert for lead opportunities. So payment calculator, a trade tool, sales specials, that your local phone number is listed, that you offer text and chat. There's content pages. These are the things that are going to show up for free. But Camry, Corolla, RAV, Highlander. Service as well. So you need tires, batteries, brakes, oil changes, specials pages. Hours are clearly defined on the service landing page for service, things like that. And so there's a bunch of stuff. It reads pretty clearly here, but all these things are going to be checked. If you don't have a 1 where there's a point that's available, make sure you get with your agency and talk to them about how we can add that point. From a social standpoint, absolutely, this is driven more and more by ad dollars today, but it's still important that you add good content there. And so the big 4 platforms that this tool is checking is Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Again, same type of strategies as we want to see in the business listings. So there's an opportunity to put your website, hours, phone numbers, things like that. We want to make sure that that is done. And then there's a few other details. Again, we're getting a little bit more specific with Facebook or Twitter than we would per se in YouTube or Instagram, but we just want to make sure it's active. and not just advertising dollars being there. And again, this is another great tool where, just like for reviews, they're tracking your engagement that you're getting. So followers or fans, however it's labeled, on the different platforms, if you're going up or if you're going down, and the goal should always be to go up. So those are the 4 big sections. The most valuable piece to me is always the next steps, the notes in the back. And so this is where it's going to break down. So if you didn't score a point, they're going to give you a little bit more detail here on how you're going to score that point. So, for example, phone number is not consistent with the majority of the profiles on Bing. We want to make sure from a search standpoint that all the phone numbers match up. That's going to help us for SEO. It's going to make sure all the business listings are accurate. And so it's pointing out those. In some cases, we're not responding to reviews. Again, every dealership is going to have different opportunities, and this is going to help you just identify those things. So as you scroll through, again, there's different things to point it out. Use this as a tool. Again, you're going to get this on a quarterly basis now if you've opted into the program, and hopefully it's valuable. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to your 22 Squared rep, and by all means, feel free to share this with your agency so they can help you.